This is Nicholas Lamb, and this is his audience.
Hi class, my name is Nicholas Lamb, and I'm back here again to present my persuasive speech. Video gamers have been deemed by some to be lazy, unathletic, or unmotivated to get anything really done or achieved. I sent out a survey through a link in email to every one of you, and 90% of you answered that esports are not a sport and that the athletes are not athletes like traditional sports. But at the same time, 10% of you said that esports athletes should be treated the same way that regular athletes are and that esports is an actual sport. Gaudiosi in 2016 said that Robert Morris University in Illinois built a $100,000 esports arena, which is shown right here. Duran in 2017 said that UC Irvine in California built a $250,000 sports arena. The most popular game that esports athletes play is League of Legends. And the screenshot of that right here shows that it's a mystical, magical world where people go out and fight goblins and collect coins. It's almost similar to Clash of Clans. So, at the end of this speech, my goal is to get you to believe that esports should become a sport, just the way that I'm thinking. If this were to happen, these athletes would have to follow the same regulations and rules that NCAA sports, and those athletes do. For example, Hollis in 2015 said that NCAA athletes put in nearly 1/3 of the time that esports athletes put in. Esports athletes have been putting in over 60 hours of team practice, not counting their own personal satisfaction of their own practice. Esports athletes have been creating their independent since it's a club level sport, so it's not at the NCAA level, meaning they have to create their own study schedule, practice schedule, meeting schedule with their teams, and everything else that a college kid has to do. More traditional college athletes have to follow NCAA rules, but they have coaches in the athletic department that backs them, meaning that they have their own napping schedule between practices. If they have 2-a-days, they have practice schedules, and they have study tables, and they sometimes have organized team meals, for example. So, in my opinion, I feel that esports athletes are not treated equally to those of traditional sports, and that's what I want you to believe at the end of this speech. These athletes would be receiving scholarships, just like traditional athletes, and they're recruited onto campus just like traditional athletes. They have to follow academic standards if this were to become a traditional sport, meaning that they would have to have a certain GPA to maintain eligibility to participate. They would have to have number of meetings with their advisor every week, and they would have to go to special study tables, as I had just mentioned. If esports were to become a sanctioned NCAA sport, men and women would be able to participate on the same field for the first time, and this would be revolutionary for changing the way that college sports are seen. Are there any sports that come to your mind when you hear men and women participating in the same field? Probably not, because that's not the first thing that comes to mind. But the best idea that I could think of is intramural, but that's obviously not the NCAA level, so we'll leave that behind. So, if esports were to become a sanctioned NCAA sport, what would the benefits be? First of all, esports competitions are convenient. And Cadence Bradley said in 2015 that in some cases travel isn't even necessary, since most competitions are streamed online between teams. So this could cut travel costs, hotel costs, meal costs, and practice renting out facility costs. Fans, just like some traditional sports, have the convenience of streaming to their own devices, meaning that they can stream from their iPhones, they can stream from their computers, their Xboxes, their TVs, or any other device you may think of. Cadence Bradley also said that the 2013 League of Legends Championship was held at the Los Angeles Lakers Arena in Los Angeles, named Staples Center, and it sold out in 1 hour. Also, interestingly enough, that competition itself had more viewers than the 2013 World Series did altogether. So, I've thrown a lot of information at you, and you have a lot going on in your mind, so I just wanted to mention one more thing, that esports have more revenue coming into campuses than baseball teams, lacrosse teams, and track teams, which are the top 3 programs in sports that bring money and revenue away from campuses. I feel that esports athletes put in more effort and are pampered a lot less than traditional athletes are. So, if you want to join my side and agree that esports should be sanctioned as an NCAA sport, that's where I wish that your thoughts will go. Thank you.